Chaos Scorch T. I'm here to do a deck profile for Infernities, or what are you gonna call it? Just Infernities?
Yeah, it's just Infernities.
Okay, then go ahead, start it off.
2 Inferno. I know the last guy I've been running this deck for months. Been trying to get it completed. Finally got it completed to this day. Got my final Mirage for it. The guy that won YCS, which I did not copy his build. I had this build a long time ago. He ran 1, but 2 is it's too good, especially if you run a high monster count. You want to run, these ditch out your hand. 1 Mirror Force, 1 Torrential, Call of Haunted, double 7 tools. I was thinking of going Dust Tornado route because I hate Oppression. That's the most cheapest fucking card in the world. I hate Oppression.
Really?
But I always side in. I'm not going to display side deck or extra deck, but I will say I always side these 2 out for Dust Tornadoes.
Does Oppression hurt this deck at all?
Completely. I was at a locals yesterday. I smashed everybody. Smashed Gravekeepers, but I got down to just Oppression. I played Gravekeepers 3 games in a row and finally lost, but it's because of Oppression. So.
Okay.
Judgment, 2 warnings.
What deck doesn't play 2 warnings?
Triple barrier. Well, I'm actually rethinking warnings. I have a tech in mind, like Scrap Iron Scarecrow. Like, it's kind of funny when you think about it, but I actually have some big thoughts for that in this deck. Because this deck really doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what your opponent, the monsters your opponent has on the field. It's like you just got to take care of the back row and the rest, Trishul or whatever.
Okay.
Unless Thunder King. Thunder King's a real big problem. So, I know I'm doing this kind of weird, but I'll do the monster last.
Be original.
1 for 1, it's my favorite card in the deck. It gets Avenger and Mirage. If you're Infernities, you know that. But
yeah.
Amazing card. A lot of plays off of that. Monster Reborn, Darkhold, Launcher, busted. People say, oh, barrier is broken and shit. I'm like, you can take away barrier, put it at 1, and I would run 2 or 3 breaks and that 1 barrier, but you can have 3 launchers. That's just insane.
I would run 2.
I don't understand why this deck. I wasn't around when this was at 3. Like I was taking a break for a while, but I would imagine. I mean, I don't understand how you would lose. 1 Rhoda. I'll explain that later. You guys should know that already. Book of Moon, Foolish Burial, True Nade, double MST. That's always nice to have. Like, I cannot tell you how much I hate Oppression. Like, because the way I run the deck, I make sure my opponent uses up his resources. So it's kind of the whole point.
So you special summon a lot, is what you're saying?
Yeah, definitely. 1 Grepher, double Arm Knight. Armageddon Knight, I love this card. Love it, love it, love it. With Grepher, people are, okay, you start off the game with Dark Grepher and Mirage. I play it differently. I play more of conservative style. That's why it wins a lot more, because, you ditch Mirage for Grepher and you dump Avenger or something like that. I mean, it's kind of stupid. You end up top decking a Necromancer. It really doesn't do you any good. So had it been Armageddon Knight, you can ditch, Archfiend and go from there. I don't know. I just like Armageddon Knight better. Plus, I run Tomato, which I run Stygian and Tomato. Tomato gets out the Arm Knights, gets out Mirage, gets out the whole deck. I mean, Tomato, I always like Tomato. I side it out. That's another hint I'll give. I do side this out game 2, depending on what deck. Actually, really doesn't really depend on the deck. I always side it out. I side it out every game and threw in like a Veiler or a Crow. So double Mirage, triple Necromancer, triple Beetle. People don't run Beetle. They're stupid. You're not going to win without Beetle. Leg Spreader, that crap does not work at all.
Beetle lets you put out other Beetles, don't it?
Yeah, like Tribute 1, you get 2 more. I do a lot of plays. Like if I have an unused Necromancer, pop, get 2 Beetles. Like say you go Launcher or you go Mirage, you get this, and you already have Beetle on field. You go this and Archfiend. I mean, you get the Search, you get your Launcher. I mean, then you can pop 2 Beetles, sync Beetle and Archfiend for level 6, and then re-special summon Archfiend, get an extra Search. I mean, plays like that are very crucial. I mean, just locking your opponent down. 1 Avenger. Cards are going off the table. Last one is 3 Archfiend. This deck is very underestimated. I've ran every deck. I've won a lot of locals, mainly with plants. Oppression killed my hopes for plants, especially in this. I mean, Oppression's just 1 card, and people can bitch about it. They can say it balances out the game. It's like a never-ending warning. It's insane how stupid that card is.
It's no longer the time where you tribute a lot anymore.
The past months, I've won almost every single locals I've played. But the only time I've lost locals or any tournament was to oppression. And I ran Glads. I just won 3 weeks ago. I win a box with Gladiator Beast, and I do a deck profile for y'all on that. It actually ran 2 Icarus attacks. But anyway, I know I'm rambling on, but like I said, I'm not gonna do extra deck or anything like that. I mean, I'm looking for a second Trishul right now because I'm running 1 Trishul, 1 Mistworm, so that's kind of crucial too. But I mean, just the pluses you go off. I mean, if you run it right, I mean, you're going back and forth resources, and then when it sheds down, you top deck an Archfiend, you top deck into what you need. You got 7 tools set. You hold on to Mirage. You know, just keep setting until you get your graveyard kind of filled a little bit, and then explode. I mean, you know, it's not all about exploding, but I mean, you can really.
You set up on it.
This deck does so much work. It really does, and it has so many good matchups. I mean, I'd say the worst matchups, obviously, Gravekeepers. Macro, I'm not a big fan of that deck either, but that's why Dust Tornadoes are so big. Like, I'm thinking about running 3 in the side deck. I only have 2 right now, but I mean, that True Nade, double MST, and then double Dust. I mean, it does work. That's why I beat Gravekeepers every single time, because all they have on me, because I keep 7 tools in sometimes against certain decks, and that's all they really have on me is Necro Valley. So that's the deck. I've won a couple locals already with it.
Any suggestions?
Just it's all about your ratioing and the way you play it. I mean, a lot of people, they want to get rid of their hand really quick. I mean, obviously the deck is built around having no cards in hands, but it doesn't mean that you have to discard all your resources. Like, you have Inferno, you have a Mirage in your hand, and you got Mirror Force and MST. I mean, I've seen people play Inferno. I've done it before, but I knew that I had it no matter what. Now, some people, they'll ditch for Inferno. They'll dump cards they could use. Like, I've seen people dump a Barrier. I mean, a Book of Moon.
It's all about doing it right.
And then trying to fill up their graveyard in some Mirage, and they're like, oh, well, Crow your target, or I mean, anything like that. I mean, I guess you can't really help that situation, but I mean, you should know. I mean, counting your opponent's hand, stuff like that. I mean,
you need to keep your eye open.
That's what makes a better player. I mean, you got to know the consequences to doing stuff. You got to. Like, I mean, if they have 2 back row, you know, don't try to go for an early win. I mean, play it out. Make them. Maybe it's a deep prison. You know, summon Greffer, arm attack. They deep prison. It's 1 less card you got to worry about. But that's the deck. Just learn on playing it more conservatively, resource wise, and you'll have it.
Yeah. All right. That's deck profile, guys. See you guys later. Gas Corp out.